Let's try this again. All right, so it's I'm trying to do this thing on YouTube. Let's see if it works. You ready? You ready? All right. And this one was special because I talked about it yesterday, right? And normally I don't swing, but when I do, it's Nvax. How's it working? You see anything? Do you see me? Baby, can you see me? All right now, here are the trades live, right? Target long, GCT long, Nvax long. And I'll show you in a second why, if this works. And then I'm going to tell the most racist, disgusting, vile joke ever. And then 95% of you won't like me anymore. But you'll laugh to yourselves and then condemn me, which is what's wrong with humans. Hypocrisy. What? Hypocrisy. Which reminds me of my Spartan name, Spontaneous. I am spontaneous. I do things without thinking about them. I am spontaneous. What was I just trying to do? Oh yeah, let me see if this video is working. So yesterday, you see me? All right, I'll take your word for it. Yesterday, I'm on a show. I'm doing a market rap. I know you love market rap. I know you love market rap shows, Ramaswamy. I know you love a market rap show, right? After the fact, talking about what you could have, should have done, right? I mean, how else are you going to learn? Anyway, whatever. Can't always be doing it live. But every once in a while, I give you a gem, right? And even this gem right here, I'm not going to be, again, I'm thrilled. I'm glad you're in the $14 calls that you bought at 99 cents. I was selling them at $1.60. I got the stock, so at least I'm not completely out of this thing right now. Point is, I don't normally do swing trades, but when I do, it's very specific, right? And the reason I don't have to swing trade, right? Look at what it did yesterday. We kicked ass in Nvax yesterday, and then it became a short. I didn't think I was going to get stopped out. I thought once it broke 15, there was no coming back. But the market, right? It's like a bucking bronco, and it wants you off its back. It tries its best to get you off. The mantra of the bag holder, right, is that the market's out to get them. They just own shitty stocks. Oh, the market makers are holding it back. They're shaking out the weak hands. That stuff is true, but people use it just like they use the word manipulation in the wrong way. Manipulation is what you're witnessing here. The market is being manipulated to go up. Underneath, it ain't so awesome, right? But it doesn't matter. See, that's the stuff that used to bother me. The why, the how come, how could this keep doing this? How come it keeps doing that? Say it with me.
Who cares?
Who cares? You want to run the market up every freaking day? Good. Enjoy it. With the bullishness that we're seeing across the spectrum, or not all stocks. This is not one of these all ships is rising market, because I could give you still 150 awful stocks before I could name you 5 that are in massive uptrends. There's only one, Eli Lilly, and I guess what's the other stock? Nvidia, that hardly ever goes down. And even that had a 250 point pullback. Let's not forget. But stop what I'm saying right now, right? So for all the criticism, and man, did you see the hate? I'm feeling like I'm doing something right again. One guy just said, "Why are you having this guy on? He sucks." Like, I'm not the best, and I get him. And my face is a little off-putting for some people, but I'm a little bit better than sucking. And then I give an idea, swing trade, with options. It's 100% gainer overnight. And, you know, see, this is where the bull market guy who only makes money in bull markets starts talking about how proud he is, right? I'm glad the trade worked, but it really is, it's a breakout, right? So here it is. Here's that 3-year chart that I was talking about. And let me explain why I like the name again if you didn't watch my show yesterday. The reason I like the name is because I was wrong about the trade. The stock's been a pump and dump for 25 years, right? And that last pump was insane. That was the COVID pump. Went from $3 to 300, and then it crashed back down to 300 again. This is this consolidation. This is from last Christmas. This is last Christmas 2022. The stock hasn't been this high since Christmas 2022. So this turn, right? It's not, just take the human factor out of it. Take what you may think about the company, what they do, whether it's a drug stock, it doesn't matter. It's the computers. The computers see this price and the momentum, and I'll get to the momentum in a second, right? Once it gets over certain prices, the computers must buy. That's it. And then they bring it to the next level where there was prior resistance. And in this case, it's $17.11. So now I'm going to make it even easier. 1999. Everybody talks about that year as being the greatest year ever of trading, right? 98 to 2000. You want to know why? Because if you were a postman or a pizza guy, he had a kosher pizza place. The guy sat next to me. This guy over here was a contractor. He used to do backyards. He was now a trader. The guy over there, he was an accountant. Only guy who had sort of a finance degree. And then the other guy over there, he was just a degenerate gambler. And this other guy over there, he was a car salesman. And we were all killing it because this is what you needed to do every morning. Hey, what's that stock? I don't know. It's breaking yesterday's high. Buy it. And you'd sit back and watch the stock go up 30 points. Seriously. And again, because I was such a conservative and I've always been bearish the market, I didn't truly appreciate the upside moves. You buy a Yahoo at 38.50 and the stock was 22.50 3 days ago, you're thinking, wait a minute, the stock's up 100% in a week. I mean, is this really going to keep going? Yes. And then it tacks on another 10 points. And then what was crazy about those times was that a stock split announcement, right, means nothing. Doesn't make the company more valuable, but in 1999 it did. So if they announced a 4-for-1 split, the stock would basically go up fourfold. If an analyst put a target on a stock, it would just go there. That's how bullish everything was. And it is kind of reminiscent here, but the reason I'm bringing this conversation up is sometimes the trade is as easy as so somebody said, well, if it's so easy, why do you charge? If it's so easy, how come you're not a billionaire? Well, first of all, I short the Qs and lose. Every decade I give back like a lot of money because I'm a schmuck. There's the answer to that one, right? And it's not so easy. And the reason I do this is that people don't know what I know, right? But with these, when you watch and you hear and you learn, it takes a while. It took me 15 years to realize I don't know shit. And that was a cleansing moment for me. I realized that I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know how to analyze stocks. I don't even know how to do rudimentary math anymore. I can't hold conversations with adults. I'm a schmuck. But I fucking know this shit because it's just, I'm sitting here like a loser, staring at screens my whole life, And I'm like, wow, this pattern keeps on showing up. So one of the most important patterns, one of the most important trades going back from 1999, and that's why I love about the VWAP and I love staying very specific, right? Is this right here. Watch this. Here's your 10-day chart. Put it on a hourly just to clean it up. You ready? It rhymes too, which makes it easier. Stock break prior day high, you buy. Stock break prior day high, you buy. That is momentum. Stock break prior day high, you buy. And yesterday, the reason I was surprised is that it broke prior day high, broke the levels, the ones we were waiting for. It popped, and then it gave it Jerry Orr back because the market's trying to screw you. It really is. It is all rigged. You're right. So you have to just appreciate the manipulation. The stock broke out, and what seemed like a false break, it rolled over yesterday, and you had some pretty aggressive selling. I didn't think I was going to get stopped out of my long trade yesterday, but VWAP is my master. I don't ask questions anymore. Man, I really thought this thing was going to $17. Oh, I guess it's not today. And we sold it at $15.12. And then it went all the way back down. And then it did what we call the faux show. And then it got accumulated into the end of the day. The accumulation and the rally and the VWAP break at the end of the day lets you know that the real player, not schmucko over here with my 9 contracts and 1,400 shares. I'm nothing. I'm an insignificant flea jumping on the back of the beast. And by the way, DJT is green now, and I hope you guys bought it. But you take all that stuff, all the stuff that I've learned that I bestow upon you, and then you VWAP that shit. So you know the stock's been hot. You know it's being accumulated. You know it got sold off. You know it rallied into the end of the day. And you know you're looking to buy stocks at a break prior day high, right? So now you got VWAP saying, yeah, buddy, here we go. You're breaking VWAP. You're going green, right? Let's go. And then, it pulls back and then breaks new highs. And then it breaks the prior day high. So it comes back to the VWAP, confirms its strength by getting right back above it. I was up above it, right? And then it breaks not only today's high, but the prior day high. Wait a second. There's something about a prior high break in a bull market. What is it? Oh, yeah. Prior day high, you buy. Now, look what it's doing right now. It's doing exactly what you want it to do, right? But Kenny, it's going down. I own the stock. I don't really want it to go down. You do. You do want it to go down because you sold into the move. You sold into the move. And now consolidation, we're going to look to buy it back because the manipulation, right, is they're going to shake it out now. The profit takers, the shorters who still think it's a pump and dump, which it could be. This thing could be back at $3 tomorrow. I don't know. But we're going to play it the way it's telling us to be played. Early morning strength, midday weakness, late day strength. The stock is still being accumulated. And here it is, pulling back. Bring it, meat. Bring it. Bring it all the way back down to 1550 is what I'm hoping for. Because then tomorrow we could do it again. And that's why I don't love swing trading. I'd rather just know a stock is in play and just kill it each day and hold on to a little bit. Because every swing trade I did, and they all were working, they all turned into losses. I mean, sorry, they didn't turn into losses. We gave back a chunk of money. IBRX, whatever, Very, Sound, Palantir, Jumama, Iova, Lunar, Path. I escaped none of those. Every single one of those I sold on the way down or I had expiring options. So you try to enjoy the move as much as you can, make as much money as you possibly can, and then go play some pickleball with your dad because that's where I'm headed. I'm not going to sit here all day. As a day trader, This is, by the way, the Nvax trade is the icing on the cake. Let me show you where the money was made. PDD. Don't know what it is. I think it's Padudu. I don't know. Chinese something or other. PDD. No freaking clue what they do. Don't care. I know it's in play because this morning, look at this freaking move. They report earnings. It pops 6, tanks 20. And here's the purest form of manipulation you can see, right? The purest form of manipulation is the price. So you got some Chinese stock, or I don't know what it is. You got PDD reporting earnings. The stock's ripping, woo, wow, all over the place, yet it still goes to a whole number, hits it twice, and then bounces 26 points. Okay, sure, it's not manipulated. Of course it is. So you take this moment, you say, holy shit, what the hell was this? I don't know, but I'm interested. And then you focus back onto what you can do. You can control it, right? You miss this, you miss that, you miss this, you miss that. The ranges that get formed form the next trade. So you know this stock is ripped higher. You've seen it tank 22 points. So short the fucker. It broke the blue line and it broke the whole number, 152. I short 300 shares, no, 200 shares actually, 200 here, and it drops 2 points. It's $400 in 3 minutes. VWAP rate on an earnings report. Woo! Right? And if you're a day trader, right, think about it. You're just trying to make a living, a day's pay. And if you could do, I know this is for my noobs out there. The goal used to be 250 a day, because at 250 a day, if you average that out, throw in a couple of dumb QQQ shorts and some cousin that got you involved in some shitty fucking biotech stock, throw that out there, you make it about $60,000. But I know that's not a lot of money. But if you could do 250 a day, and if you think about it, most of your day is done by 10:30. You got to factor that in. You are your own boss, right? Which is fun. So if you could do 250 a day, you're going to be all right, especially if you're just getting started. And then if you could do 250 a day consistently, then why not do 500? Just take your size up and don't be afraid. And if you could do 250, you could do 500. If you could do 500, you could do 1,000. You're doing 1,000 a day, suddenly you're doing $250,000 a year, sitting on your ass, laughing like I do. And again, I don't claim to be the smartest guy. I just know this. I don't know the difference between a 10Q or a 10L or whatever the hell. I don't know. I don't even know what EBITDA stands for. EBITDA. I don't know much. And if I didn't have this, I don't know what I'd be doing right now. But thank God this is here and I get to hang with people on the internet. As much as the internet has become the devil, I don't know what I'd be doing without it. But let's rear it back in. So what are we talking about? Q's long, UVXY short. You could just do that for a living. How you doing? Right? Then you could throw in your earnings reversal. So here, this reversal was phenomenal. And look at this trade. You know, you're saying, but Kenny, how come you got out? Because I see the money, I take the money, and within seconds, I left almost $1,600 on the table. And before I had a chance of wallowing in misery that I left this massive trades on a table, it reverses again. And you could have bought it right here at 150. And it goes up 7 points. That's a real candle. And then look what happens. It rolls back over. This is the action that you need. This is the action you want, right? The market grinding slowly up all day, that drives me nuts, because then all the schmucks with their just calls on January 1st and hoping for the best for the year, they're all right. I don't want people to be right. That's why I like being a bear. I like when the market is volatile and it goes down. I love to see a down year where everybody's wrong. Like 2021, it was one of my best years ever. The Kathy Wood top, I fucking crushed it. I love being a trader. But if the market's going to go up every day, you got to factor that in. Just shorting UVXY, buying the Qs. It's phenomenal. It works every day. And then you throw this trade in here. So you got the PDD. Give me the other names. I only trade. Oh, I traded Target, right? This was probably the easiest one because you had two really nice clean breaks. Where do you think I bought it, right? So I see it holding the 140. It starts to rally. It breaks the high of the day, and then it hits the VWAP. It didn't break it on the second candle. It actually pulled back, but you see right there where it didn't break the prior candle's low, and then it starts to turn. Buy it. VWAP break on an earnings report of a stock that hasn't broke the VWAP yet, you're in. $141 stock, sorry, 142. And again, classic day trader usually has what, 30 grand, 40 grand liquid in the account, 4 times buying power. So, looking at the buying power, $210,000 worth of buying power, you could get yourself 300 shares. You buy 300 shares at 141.98. Look at this. You're already starting to make money on the first candle, right? And then you stops the bottom of the candle. Next thing you know, you're selling 143, you're selling 143.50, and then on the way down, the places where you sold on the way up are the stops on the way down, and you're out. And next thing you know, you could have shorted it, didn't, because I was still mildly bullish because my first trade's long. If I miss the short, I wait to see if there's another chance, and look what happened. Boom, you're in again. So here, and again, these aren't cherry picking the trades, right? I'm not that guy. I'm not cherry picking. I'm explaining to you what you could have done, right? And how to put risk on. So if you're buying the VWAP break again, now this right here, there's your stop and the prior candle. So these aren't trades that I'm just giving you because they work. I just keep finding trades that are working around the VWAP because the trades tend to work. So here's GCT. No trades whatsoever, right? I missed it on the way down. I missed this little pop. I missed this rollover. But now look at it. It's pulled back to the VWAP, broke it, came back. Broke the VWAP again, came back. You see this little uptrend? Every little pullback is a little bit higher from the last pullback. So if you're in on here, you're already making money on that VWAP break. But if you're in, let's say you were looking for a reason to buy it, that last pullback, when you saw it hold the half and then makes the turn, nobody's buying it, the low print, right? You're waiting to see what it does. And then when it makes the turn, those low prints that just were held are now your stops. And you adjust your risk. So then, okay, you missed it here, you missed it here, you missed it here. Buy it. 27.65. Half is your first stop, and the VWAP's your second stop. And next thing you know, you got it. And right on cue, right? So if you're looking for a reason to buy Nvax, right? It held the VWAP, but then it broke. What did I just say about 5 minutes ago? The market does a really great job of convincing you that it's not going to go up. That's what it does the best. That's why I don't watch financial media. Most of it's subtle, but it's mostly negatively biased because they got to keep you under this, this illusion that there's a chance it's going to go down. It's never going down ever again, it seems, right? It never goes down. Why fight it? So anyway, you got the Qs, you got your UVXY, you got earnings reversals, you got Nvax. And while Nvax is ripping, I keep forgetting to mention its big brother Myrna, because it's Myrna. It's the same trade. Stock's been trending down for almost 2 years. It finally broke out. Where's it going to go? I'm going to say it. Look at the top of the crack of the Kardashian bottom on Myrna. You're telling me this stock's not about to go to 220? Why not? Well, they don't really do it. Who cares? Well, they don't really make drugs. Doesn't matter. It's not about the stock anymore. It's not about Myrna or Nvax. It's about price action and computers. And when it breaks this, the if then statement. So if it gets to 163 and a quarter, chances are it's going to go retrace to 189, and 189 gets you 200. And if it gets to 200, it goes to 220. And next thing you know, you're like, wait a second. This stock was $65 3 months ago, and now it's 220. Yeah, that's how it works. Once again, that's why Carvana was my favorite stock pick of my life, because you could see it, that if it could just get through that one resistance, which started at 1750, really. 1750, there was nothing there till about 30. And then you had 58, 96, and 120. That's why I got to 120. Anyway, so basically I'm sitting here, and it's just like the market is just handing out cash. You just got to take a little bit. Don't be greedy. You sell along the way. It's a lot easier for me to hold on to some Nvax now that I've taken some profit. I look at it now, I'm like, why did I sell it? But if I wouldn't have sold it, and it was at 1250 right now, or going back to 10, I'd be crying. So you're really never going to be happy as a trader. That's the sports gambling analogy, right? You love this bet. You put your money on it, you win, and you're not even happy because you're like, I knew it. I should have bet more, right? The gambler mentality, it's tough. The woulda, shoulda, coulda. But the woulda, coulda, shoulda is why I don't have hair. It eats away at you. Just try to do as best as you can. Nvax, $17.17 is where we're looking at. And I'll show you why. Here is your 3-year daily chart. It gives you a little bit more of a heads up. So we're getting into the mess over here. And there was a lot. A lot of consolidation right here. So when you see that consolidation from days of old, it's going to be tough to get through that consolidation. So the consolidation average, I take the highs and I take the lows of the consolidation. I take the highs, I take the lows, I divide it amongst the amount about how many candles there are, and I came up with around $17.11. That's where I think we're going. And then if we can get through that mess, the top of this range is the 1806. If we get through the 1806, we're looking at a stock that's going to 2150. And then the fun could start, man. The shorts ain't going to like it when this thing's at 2150. And then you go back. Let me go widen this out a little bit. Go back to the weekly chart. You get past the 2150, right? Now you're flirting with this breakdown spot over there, which is $28. You got to like the chart. You got to like the name. You got momentum. You're in a bull market. You got consolidations and breakouts. You got stocks that are being bought at the end of the day. Nothing not to like about this stock. And none of it has anything to do with me being some pseudo-scientist pretending that I know the hedge funds or the CEO or what the drug does or the efficacy or the FDA news. None of that matters, people. None of it. Let's talk about this Trump stock because some of my guys are in it right now. DJT. You know why it was a buy today? Because the stock's been in a downtrend for the last 3 or 4 days. Stock comes out of a downtrend. That first day is usually good. And look at that. That is a 1-year VWAP chart of DJT, right? Let me just show it to you guys. First chart I picked up. I just wanted to show you some of the action that we've been witnessing on DJT. You think it's a coincidence it's just double bottomed at the 1-year VWAP? It's probably not a coincidence. So you see that overall chart, right? You know the stock's been in a downtrend. You know stocks that are in a downtrend, when they come out of downtrends, they tend to rip, right? Today's the first day. And how do I know today's the first day? Today's the first day it's broken over VWAP and the prior day VWAP in the last 5 or 6 days. Buy it. 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. Guys, right? When did I mention DJT to you guys? Right here I mentioned it. Now, again, you want to be hypercritical? I appreciate it, man. You should say, hey, Kenny, how come you're not in this name? Because I'm not. Because I'm not. I'm good. I'm good. I got the TJT today. I had the Nvax today. I'm good. So I'm sitting on the sidelines having a conversation with you. But what I do best, really, is I'm like a carnival barker of great information as far as the stock market is concerned. And nobody does it better than I do. Nobody. Nobody. It's impossible to give good ideas live on the fly like I've been doing since 07. Nobody. And again, if anybody wants to challenge me, I'll put up $250,000 of my own money to out idea you, out trade you, whatever. Any of you gurus out there, especially, again, most of you guys can't accept my challenge because you have no money. But that's okay. This is where you want to be. You want to trade VWAP reversal trades for a living. This is it. I am the most pessimistic, skeptical, cynical, angry little fucker you'll ever meet. I've never seen anything that works like this. It takes everything you hate about the stock market and throws it out the window. You're part of the manipulation finally. Congratulations. You've accepted the market's manipulated, you know it's rigged, and you're using the rigging against it. It ain't so hard once you accept it. And that's the hardest part. Accepting that you might not know as much as you think you know. Trust me, it's cleansing. Say it. I'm an idiot. I know nothing, but I love these blue lines and orange lines. Say it. Say it. I'm an idiot, and I know it. I have no idea what's going to happen next, but I certainly know blue lines and orange lines and earnings reversals tend to work. All right? That's enough for your favorite racist trader. And again, stop by tomorrow night. All the racist jokes that I'm going to get my truly tasteless joke book out from like the 6th grade. All we're going to be talking about is midgets and more midgets. Midget jokes till you're not going to be able to breathe. I got midget jokes for days. By the way, I spoke to my midget friend. He said it's all right. He says, you know what? We don't care anymore. Dwarf, midget, vertically challenged. Who gives a shit? Nvax, new highs. Let's go. Nvax, new highs, people. $17.11, I said. Where is it now? Oh, Kenny. Oh. And the hurtful things that were said about me on the internet yesterday, man. Guy just said, this guy sucks. I don't know, man. I'm a little bit better than sucking. I mean, I get it. It's a tough face to look at. It's your attitude, man. It's your attitude. Is it? If you don't have a combative attitude, you're going to lose as a trader. Get mad, people. Stay angry. You could be nice afterwards. All right? I'll see you.